Hello everyone. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. It is already time to do a roundup video of all the products that I am now ready to review on my channel. And some of these are so beautiful. I cannot wait to talk about them with you. Today's tea of the day is from Tea Viver. I'm drinking Black Dragon Pearls. I've mentioned this tea several times on my channel. It's really good black tea. It's got kind of a chocolatey flavor, which is one of my favorite notes to ever find in black tea. If you're ordering from Tea Viver, I think it's a must try. Okay, so let's get into the items I'm ready to review. I do have a couple skincare items. Let's maybe get those out of the way before we can get to all the pretty sparkly things. So I have two eye creams. This one from e.l.f. I have been waiting to review for a very long time. I just had other eye creams I was trying to finish up, and so this has actually been sitting in my stash for quite some time. So maybe let's do this one first. This is from e.l.f. This was actually sent to me through Influencer. We're talking like a year or two ago. This is the Holy Hydration Eye Cream. It has hyaluronic acid and peptides in it. So I've been really enjoying this. I can use this both in the evening and in the morning. It's a very typical lotiony texture, like nothing, you know, life-changing there, but I find that it doesn't mess with my makeup during the day, and it also seems to hydrate well at night, and it doesn't cause any sort of irritation. So I actually really like this one. I was also very pleased to see that this does not have niacinamide in it. I tend to be sensitive to that ingredient, and e.l.f. likes to put niacinamide in a lot of their other skincare things. So this is niacinamide free, yay. And I feel like I can recommend this. I feel like it's really nice. The other one I have is from Versed. So this was also sent to me from the brand. I've been spending some time trying it out. So this is the Zero G Smoothing Eye Cream. This has a really unique texture. So first of all, it's pink, and I have a very, difficult time describing what it is. Like a whipped gel, perhaps? And you barely need to touch your finger in there. You'll get more than enough for both eyes because it's such a thin product, and it just blends and blends and blends. This much would blend like this whole side of my face. So that actually is too much, but I will show you here in the back of my hand. It just goes and goes and goes on forever. So it's a very thin eye cream, so I was very hopeful that it would be a really good one for during the day, but I actually prefer this at night, just because sometimes the texture of this, it does seem to not work well with all of my makeup products. Sometimes it will, especially if I'm blending it out here, it will cause weird caking right along here, which products that normally wouldn't cake up would do that with this product. So I tend to only use this one at night. I will occasionally get a slight burning sensation with this one, but not all the time. I'm continuing to use it anyway. I'm not sure what causes that random burning. This has algae extract and peptides in it. I have liked the products I've tried from Versed, and even though it does have the random burning, it usually doesn't do that. So I don't know, maybe I should stop using it because of that, but I'm still enjoying it. Considering that I'm using this one in the morning now and this one in the evening, I'm set for eye cream for probably 3 years. It will take me so long to go through these because you use such a tiny amount. But anyway, in case you've been wondering about those, I'm happy to tell you about them. Okay, now let's get into makeup. So the mascara I've been testing for the past month is this one from Essence. If you are new to my channel, I'm so glad that you are joining. This year I have started on a journey of trying these drugstore mascaras that I have never tried. For many years, always just got little sample mini mascaras through my Ipsy bags and things, so I never actually tried a lot of the popular mascaras out there. I decided to change that, and I've been trying mascaras all year, and I think I'm gonna continue into next year because I've been enjoying this project immensely. But this one from Essence. So I had tried the other Lash Princess, the one that they call False Lash Effect, and really enjoyed it. This is the Sculpted Volume. I am wearing this mascara on my lashes today. I think it can make a really nice lash look. The mascara is the wand, excuse me, is slightly curved, so it gives kind of a more lifted look. And this is the volumizing one, so I do notice it does want to give more volume versus length, although it doesn't necessarily, slack off on the length factor, but it's definitely more for volumizing. And it's very inexpensive. I believe it's $4.99. This mascara I know has a big fan base. Unfortunately, you'll notice, I didn't put any on my bottom lashes, and that's because this one really smears on me and it really wants to flake as well. So I'm trying to avoid that by just putting it on my upper lashes. I will continue to use it for a 6-month shelf life, and then I'm not going to purchase it again. And I can't recommend this one. Although, saying that, mascara is so personal. There have been many that I like that other people say smear on them. So just because this one smears on me, it might work for you. But I do think it gives very pretty lashes. I did have compliments when I wore this one this month. I finally picked up the Moondust eyeshadow from Urban Decay. I know that this is even, I mean, this is always viral, I feel, but it's even more popular right now because Urban Decay came out with this in a palette with several other colors. I decided to just go for this one shade. I have a lot of sparkly eyeshadows. I figured I didn't need the whole palette, but this is Space Cowboy. So for a really long time, I had the Colourpop dupe of this, the shade Ritz, and I absolutely loved it, but I tended to wear it less and less because I just don't tolerate fallout as much as I used to, and the Colourpop one, no matter what I do, wanted to fall all over my cheeks. Very, very sparkle heavy on the cheeks whenever I tried to wear that. So I finally decluttered it, but I really have been missing that type of sparkle in my life. So I decided to try this, and if you've never seen this before, I mean, I feel like everyone loves this shadow. It's got a beautiful kind of beigey base to it, but a very, very wet effect look on the lid. The sparkles are very small. It's very, very beautiful. As for whether it falls out or not, I have not tested this yet with a glitter glue. I wanted to try it just by itself. Just by itself, after a full day wearing it, I do have a little bit of fallout, but nothing like I did with the Colourpop one. It's definitely the amount of fallout I can tolerate with something glittery like this. Also, I do think the mica particles in this are smaller, so even when I do get fallout, it's smaller particles and easier to tolerate. I'm just really, really happy to have this back in my collection. I absolutely love this. So when I say back, you guys know what I mean. This type of shadow back in my collection. It's the first time I've actually owned this product. Some more pretty sparklies from Natasha Denona. This is the mini Starlette palette. So I know a lot of people, including myself, were all very excited when we saw this previewed from Natasha Denona because it looked really, really cool toned. Unfortunately, I think the only really cool tone shade in the palette is this one. This one leans cool, but this is definitely the only truly cool shade, and this one is definitely warm. That being said, I still really enjoy this palette. Be quick, give you some swatches. So I think the quality on this is really nice. I found the mattes very easy to blend. This particular sparkly shadow, the shade Galaxia, I believe. Yes, Galaxia, very sparkly. Very, very beautiful. All the shades go well together. It just creates a very nice cohesive eye look. I really prefer that with small mini palettes, that all the shades go together. This is one that I will use. I won't have any trouble reaching for these shades. This is actually my first mini palette from Natasha Denona, and I'm really, really pleased with it. However, if you are looking for something very cool toned, like the promo pictures were of this palette, I would steer clear of this one. Like I said, it's just this shade that's really cool. And if you're looking for something cool toned, I think that you'll be super disappointed. But if you like these peachier tones, you will be delighted. Stepping away from eyeshadow for just a moment, I picked up one shade from Ravie Beauty, which is Ali Glein's new brand. I did make a short with this. If you want to watch me apply it in that video, I can link it down below. The shade I picked up is the shade Lily, which is kind of the peachy, pinky nude color, and I have been really enjoying it. First of all, I do like the packaging. This slim packaging I think is so aesthetically pleasing. They're priced at $22, which I must say I was actually really pleased to see that. So many times influencers come out with things and they're very like luxury priced, so I was really happy to see that this wasn't that expensive. And you can see it like in the packaging, like she didn't go for like a magnetic closure or anything. It snaps shut, which is fine for me. I know those sort of things really make things more expensive, and I'm just happy with the price point. As for the formula, I think it's really, really easy to wear. It's the type of thing that you can swipe on, swipe on, swipe on, and it will build up color, but it won't become goopy. I know that she claimed in her launch video that she thinks it's different from anything else she's ever tried, and she's tried thousands of lipsticks. I don't know, I feel like it's probably comparable to other things that you have tried if you're into this type of sheer balmy formula, but there are some really nice things about it. First of all, like I mentioned, you can build it up without it becoming gloopy. It has a nice shine without becoming too shiny, and the color payoff is actually really even. Like in comparing it to say the Clinique Black Honey, which I really enjoy, if you haven't used this for a while, you sort of need to warm it up on your lips a little bit, and when that happens, it doesn't always apply evenly. That has never bothered me because you just, you know, rub your lips together and the color is even. This product doesn't actually do that. It applies very, very evenly every time. She said that when making this product, she wanted something that was reminiscent of when you put on a lip liner and then put a gloss over it. Something that has that same type of feeling where the color is staying on your lips, but it's nice and glossy. I think she kind of hit that mark. I think that it's just like that. That's actually something I wear quite often. Like today I'm wearing a lip liner all over my lips with a lip balm on top. So I know what she meant when she said that, and I do think that this is similar to that feeling. You can see when I roll it up, it holds its shape. So it's not like one of those really, really, really balmy formulas that will melt and get everywhere if you're trying to roll it up. This does hold its shape a little bit more, so you may like that better if you're not a fan of like the super messy ones that will melt everywhere. I think this is really beautiful and it makes me want the other shades. Gotta be honest. I realized I didn't swatch this for you. I went to do it and then I didn't actually do it. So swatching it several times to build up the color. There's the color Lily, which on me, I was very, very pleased to see that it didn't pull too peachy. You can see it as a peachy pink, but I didn't think it was too peachy. Okay, so if you're like me and you're a little bit of a TJ Maxx makeup hunter, so this, if you happen to find it at TJ Maxx, I figured I would give you my review on it. I actually didn't find this. A friend of mine did. She called me and she was in a different city and she said, I have found this, do you want it? And I was like, yes, please. This is the Mothership Iconic Infatuation eyeshadow palette, and it's from the Love collection, which I'm not sure when this collection came out, but this is the color story. Obviously right up my alley. In case you find this at TJ Maxx or Marshalls or wherever and you are wondering about the formula, I thought I would let you know. I do think the mattes are typical, very, very good Pat McGrath quality, and the shimmers are very pretty on the eye, but I did think that they were a little more dry than some of the other Pat McGrath shimmers I've tried before, which gave them a bit more fallout. Swatch out the palette. Okay, so that swatch ended up way down there, which is funny. But anyway, so that is the color story of this. Very, very typical pinky Matte McGrath colors. Pat McGrath colors. When I wear all these shades together, I think it creates a really beautiful eye look. The shimmers, in fact, when you layer them from like darkest to lightest on your eye, they create a very, very beautiful sparkly effect. It's really, really pretty, but I do think they are just a little bit drier than other shimmers I've tried from her. Considering how expensive her palettes are, I just wanted to make sure and let you guys know about that in case you see this and are wondering about it. I have one more palette to show you. It was kind of a palette heavy month. So a friend gifted this to me. This is the Colourpop Off Melrose palette. And I did switch out one of the shades in here from my collection. So over here, this shade called Social Club was a glitter, and I just knew I wasn't likely to reach for it. So I took out the glitter and I put in one of the shades from my Making Mauves palette, and I actually think that made this palette perfect. One thing I did feel like it was missing was kind of a mid-tone crease shade that wouldn't have sparkles in it like this one does, and that filled that niche spot very, very nicely. I can wear all the colors in this palette at this point, so it's very, very wearable for me. I tend to usually, when I'm wearing this palette, reach for this shade over here called Fairfax, which is one of these really beautiful kind of shifty purpley bluish shades that is very, very flattering, I think. It's kind of like a mauve base to it, and you shift kind of purple and blue. There might actually be some green in there too. Thank you so much, my friend. These are all colors that I will wear, and if you appreciate similar colors to me, I think that you will also enjoy this palette. Here are some swatches of the palette. This shade over here is the one that I brought in from my own singles collection. So normally this shade would have been the glitter, just so you know, looking at those swatches. It is a very pretty color story. All right, I have a few more things I'm almost ready to review, but I think I decided to hold off until next month for them. So that is it for this month's speed reviews. As always, if you've tried these products, make sure and let us all know down in the comments. Makeup is so personal and how it works for everyone. So I really appreciate anyone who chimes in with their experiences with these products. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for supporting my channel. I really, really appreciate you guys. Hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Hope you all have a good weekend. And if you live near me, I hope you're staying warm and cozy. We had quite the snowstorm, which I was not prepared for. I feel like the snow should wait till at least November, but here we are with a foot. Anyway, I will cease rambling. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.